Hi everyone! Thank you for joining today's Injective hackathon workshop. We've invited CTO at Notifi, Nimash, to host the session. He will walk you through everything you need to know while building with Notifi and Injective. Now I will hand over to Nimash and get the session started.
Thank you, Vivian. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. Again, my name is Nimesh, co-founder CTO of Notifi. I'm super excited to be here and hacking with you all on Injective. What Notifi does is provides simple real-time notification messaging systems to app developers so that they really don't have to worry about all the nuances of notifications, and they can really focus on their actual dApp logic itself. So a lot of the questions that we get are, how does Notifi really do these messaging systems, right? So we have two high-level ways that we really approach messaging. The first one is sort of like a self-hosted model where we as Notifi, we are actually listening to every transaction on chain. We are figuring out what has happened, and we are allowing users to subscribe to particular notifications, right? In this model, Notifi itself hosts all of the parsing logic, and we basically take on the job of maintaining its uptime, correctness, everything, right? Every solution here is pretty custom. Drawbacks here are that it is a longer time to market. So if there is something that you want to get out the door in maybe a few hours or a day, then this probably isn't the route you want to go. It does have the benefits, though, that from a dApp developer standpoint, there's really no backend infrastructure you need to maintain at all. Now, the other model, where I think that this is a much, much more flexible model for end developers, and it shortens the time to market to literally hours. In this workshop today, I'll actually show you it's less than an hour for a very simple use case, right? Now, what types of messages can we actually send out of here? If I'm a dApp developer coming in, I want to send, let's say, a receipt for some transaction that one of my users has just done on my site. Or I want to let my users in general know that there is a new opportunity waiting, that they should come back, right? Or a new feature has just been released, or I want to fill them in on some alpha, right? And so let's go over the two types of these notifications that you can do in the self-hosted model. The first one is what we call depush or direct push. Now, what this means is we are directly sending a message as a dApp developer, from us to a particular wallet address. That's all we know as a dApp developer. We just know that some transactions happen for 0x blah, 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 or in this case for Injective, INJ blah, blah, blah. And we want to send some message directly to this person. And in this case, we would form a message very similar to this, where we have the wallet address that we want to send to, and we can optionally set the type of message. And I'll get to why we set that type of message, and then list of variables. And these variables are completely user developer defined, where you can specify whatever variables you want to send through, and then you can actually customize the templates later on to use these variables as a handlebar template. And so you can make the end messages look very customized to exactly what you want. And in this case, say for 0x blah, 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 is a wallet address, there's you sent a message for my receipts. If this wallet was owned by user A, and they specifically opted in to receiving notifications for this type, we would actually deliver it to them on whatever destination they chose. So you as a dApp developer don't have to worry about, hey, do I have to know if they wanted it on SMS or Telegram or Discord or Twitter or email or whatever it may be. No, you just send a message that says, this user needs to receive some message. The user themselves will choose how they want to receive that message, because for them, receiving this type of message may be either very, very important and they want it to come to multiple devices, or they want it to go to maybe just some burner email account that they have, right? It's totally up to the user from that point after the message is actually sent. Then we have the second type of notification, which we call broadcast. Now, as the name suggests, this one isn't really targeted for, I want to send a message for this particular wallet. This is more of the lines of, I want to send a message for general announcements. And any user out there, be it a subset or every user, has subscribed to this particular topic. Let's say, in this case, the topic is named announcements. When you broadcast to announcements, it will be delivered to every user who has subscribed to it, and will make sure that it only goes to the preferred devices that they chose. So for this, let's get hacking. So first off, what you want to do is start off with going to our admin panel and just creating a free account. This is pretty simple, where just, already logged in. Let's say you're going to come into our admin panel. We want to create an account. From here, just type in some email. Now, for company name, this is essentially the display name, right, for a company. So this could be anything you want. And then the DAP ID, this is something where it's not really a secret, but it's what is going to be used as your unique identifier for your account. And so let's just say, now you want to remember this, and if you don't remember it, that's totally fine. When you actually create the account and go in, you'll see it. So after you create the account, you're going to see you have to go verify. Simply go to your email and you'll be able to pull it up where you have, here it is, going to look very much like this. Ban this for you guys. Look for a subject line where it says verify your email for whatever the title of your DAP was that you put in, right? Sometimes Gmail will be fancy and will try to categorize the email for you. Just, you might have to search for it. And when you do open it up, there's going to be a button to verify your account. Please do this, as this will immediately make sure that your account is now flagged and ready to go. And then you can log in. If you have any issues logging in, you can always say create password, which is essentially just a reset password link. All right, now in here, in this intro email, you're going to see that we actually have some links for you to start off with. Everything from our Notifi SDK, you can start with the reading the guide, or if you have any questions, you can join our Notifi Discord server, or even sign up for office hours. Now, let's head over to our SDK. Gonna come over to our GitHub, and it gives pretty much the high-level overview that I actually gave just now. What we want to do is head into our packages. And first thing, as a DApp developer, I want to be able to immediately sign my users up or allow my users to sign up for notification, right? I don't really want to spend that much time doing this, especially dealing with saving all their preferences and having them connect to the wallet, proving that they own their preferences with that particular wallet, et cetera, et cetera. So we actually expose a React card, Notifi React card in this case, to help developers do this without spending too much time. Now, after you've created your account, you see you've already done this. Immediately, you can jump in, simple React app. You can install the dependencies, and then alternatively, you can watch through some of the tutorials, or you can just jump down to the code examples, which is what I typically like to do. For this case, let's go to Injective, right? You're going to see there is a card component here that's ready to just be copy pasted in. Let's pull up a VS Code. So this is simply just a base app, React app, where we have a simple app. We have a Kepler wallet provider, which is Kepler's the one that we're going to be using today. And we have a widget, a React component that we just named Notifi card here. And we're going to copy paste what's in here just into here. Now, you're going to see there are a couple of things that this particular one is complaining about. We need to provide it a wallet provider. So in this case, I just created one. It's right just alongside this current component. This is just a sample provider as a context provider. You guys can use any one that you want. If you want to use a stock one or just the same example one that we're using, you can come into our GitHub where you saw Notifi React card, go back into packages. And in here, you're going to see Notifi React example. You can come into here and actually go in to our example repo where we actually test and use all of these code snippets in this test example here. So here you can see Kepler Wallet Provider TSX. This is the one, just copy paste it right into your actual project, and you should be ready to go. Now, let's go back to the code. All right, so here we have a couple things we want to start off with. First off, that example, we're going to change it so that now it's pointing to the Kepler wallet component that I actually just created by copy pasting into here, right? Nothing else to do. Now, what you want to do is make sure your Notifi card is actually set up. You'll notice there are some things here, DApp address and other things. This might have in the future, after people are watching this video, in the actual code, it might have something like just a placeholder. Really, you just want to replace this. And the place that you get this is in that Notifi React card admin panel. What you want to do is actually sign in there. So let's go back. I actually already created a test app, so I'm going to just use that. All right. So when you actually come into your account, you're going to see that there's going to be a test card or a subscription card already created for you. Just go into edit. You can see that there are going to be topics. For example, let's say that broadcast topic, right? I want to not only allow my users to sign up for notifications, I actually want them to sign up for an announcement. I have some great alpha I want to let them in on. I can do that with this announcement topic here. And from this, you can actually click it. You can see details about it. For this particular one, we're going to call it daily announcements. And we are going to just save, saved. And now we want to grab the actual DApp ID. So this DApp ID here, test app 005, this is the ID that I use to create this particular account, right? So this is my tenant, this is my dApps individual account. So let's grab that. Let's head back to code, pop that into our config. You're going to see there's this card config ID here. Again, this one will have probably a placeholder here. Again, you just need to replace it. So let's go back into card management, and you'll see the card config ID is right here. If you're within the card config ID, you'll also see it here. So you can grab it from 2 places here. Pop that card ID in here. And let's see. Out of here, we've exported the Kepler card. We can keep it Kepler card. For this example, I'm just going to name it Notifi card. And then I'm going to. Great. Now let's go over to your actual Notifi card. Oops, that's the CSS. All right. You're going to notice I have Notifi here. Let's just go to Notifi card as my import. And I'm going to drop the card in right here. Now, one thing you're noticing here is this Kepler wallet provider. This is that context that I had. You may have a completely different way of doing this. The main thing to remember, though, is that we need the key and connect functionality from that context that's set up in that tree, and that's it, right? All right, so now that we have set that up, we will essentially get something like this. I've just connected my Kepler wallet off screen, and I have now shown my card. You can see daily announcements here. Just to make this, just to show you how that admin panel really works with this this card config, I want to show you. 1 second. And all right, so let's just do this. We have edit config. We want to modify our, let's say it's not daily announcements. Let's say we change this to something else. We want to name this now just announcements. If you're trying to change the topic ID, that's fine. However, the names cannot be changed. So what you do in this case, it's totally fine to actually delete it. Now, if you delete it, you have to be aware that anyone who's subscribed to this daily announcements topic, they will no longer get a notification for it. So you will need to get them to resubscribe again. So let's go and just create a new broadcast topic, right? Let's delete it. Sure, let's delete this topic. Let's add a new one. Just general announcements. We'll call it broadcast and hit the plus button. Want to use a value here. And when you are creating these topics, that dApp ID, do you remember that we actually reference? In this case, it's test dApp 005. All your broadcast topics must begin with that ID with 2 underscores following it. And then after that, you can have any name you want. Now, in the future, we'll make this so that you don't have to worry about making sure that this is here. But just for today, for the hackathon, just keep in mind you need to have this as a prefix there. All right, go to content. Cool. And let's hit save. All right, so now let's go back here and hit refresh. Connect. All right, now you'll see subscribe to any of these alerts. Now it says announcements. Great. How do people actually sign up for this? Well, we make this as easy as having something like mesh sign the message. For this hackathon right now, we are signing the base64. We will change this so that the users will actually see the full message that they are signing here. Once they've approved, we actually can verify that they own the wallet, and they will see that, hey, their announcements, oh, okay, it's for alpha announcements, that's great. They can control whether they get the announcements or not, completely up to them. And then you'll see there's a reset link here. If once users actually sign up for it, we want to make sure that people don't get spammed, right? And so what we do is we enforce that anyone who is signing up for notifications for email have to actually verify. And you'll see that actually here. Because I just signed up for that, you actually see I just got this email address in here, and it was to that account, Nimesh plus burner01. And you just need to verify as a user. Once it's been confirmed, that's all they need to do. They can close it, and they are good to head out then. Great. So from here, notice alert history. This is actually used for when notifications are sent. The users will actually see history here. And this is, again, configurable by the tenant. So if you, as the tenant owner, you don't want any of the notifications to ever be saved, you can set that flag and they won't ever see any history. But by default, we do have that. So now, all right, I've come back to my preferences, and I actually have everything ready to go. There's no more resend link. This means that I'm confirmed. I could edit it if my preferences here as a user, and the DApp doesn't have to worry anything about it. This is all up to the user to control. Great. Now, as a DApp, I want to actually send this announcement, right? So how do I go do that? Let's hop over to our SDK again, and let's take a look. Jump to your SDK and head back to the packages. You're going to see there's another package called Notify Node. So we're just assuming you have a off-chain server somewhere. It's possibly a Node.js server. We made some quick copy-pastable examples here ready to go. First thing you want to do is instantiate the Notify client. So I'm going to take this one off screen and actually bring up my Node.js editor. All right. So inside of simple Node.js server app.ts, you're going to see that I have essentially just included the Notify requirements. That's all. Let's actually just go on and just paste those. My linter prefers that. And let's head down. Oops. Let's actually head down to broadcasting, because remember we said we want to be able to send some alpha out. So this is just anyone who has subscribed to this topic. I want to be able to just send one command from here, and anyone who subscribed, they all get it, right? So jump down to the broadcast alert to user. Let's go on and copy this sample here. And let's drop it right into here. So actually just replace the entire file with this. And it looks happy besides that one prettier. All right, you're going to notice that I have some SID secrets here. What are these? These are essentially, if you are running off-chain server somewhere and you want to communicate directly with Notify, we're going to give you special elevated credentials specific to your DApp, right? And what this does is it allows your off-chain code to be able to send messages on behalf of your tenant, on behalf of your dApp itself. And so keep these credentials secret, very secret. To get them, you can find them in, second. Go. So in the actual admin panel, if you're ever wondering where to find them, there are two places you can. You can either, in the card config, you can find them here, it shows sid secret. Just copy them and put them somewhere secure. Or if you actually are in account settings, you can also find them here. So I've already saved these off screen, just so I don't have to go into them. They're just in my ENV right now, just so I can easily pull them in for this demo. All right, so now what I want to do is look at that code snippet that I pasted in. There is a little bit of work to do here, and that's around that topic name. Remember, we want to be able to send a message to anyone who's subscribed to my topic, and that is going to be the name of my dApp, the ID of it, which is testapp005, the 2 underscores, and then it was the announcements was the actual topic name that I picked. And so from here, what we can do is select, all right, from the variables I want to send, the default ones, if you do nothing else except for this, and you want to just immediately send out messages, you have to provide a message and subject. What this does is allows us to form an email which has a proper subject and a proper body structured in it that looks nice. Or if the user selected, say, SMS, or if they selected Telegram, whatever it may be, they are allowed to, they're allowed to subscribe to it. And all you have to do is just send this one message. And we will make sure that this body here gets structured in the appropriate way so it looks nice for the end user. So we have set the topic, we have configured our secrets here, and our client is logged in. Let's go make sure that we're calling it. Yep, all right, we're calling send message. We'll print success here if all goes well. And let's try to run this. Great, so if this actually is successful, you'll get something like this. So you'll notice the message. Whoops, let me actually just go. So you'll notice here, there's a subject that we actually set some special announcement. What we'll do is actually take the title, the display name of your dApp, which you entered in when you configured, or when you created your tenancy, and we will take the subject and we'll just add it to the end of it. This way the user knows who it came from reliably, and they will know, all right, here's the specific subject that you want to send for this message. And then for the body, you'll notice we've structured it inside of here. If this was another endpoint, let's say text message, you might just see the body and that's it, or a truncated version of the subject with a truncated version of the body itself. Now, just so you can actually see this running, you can change this to also be any message. So if we go back, about that, you'll see that we're actually just resending these out again. Let me restart the server. There you go. So I just restarted the server, and should see here, my new message. All right, so from that, what we did is we took the React card that Notifi provides, we allowed users to sign up for notifications on my site. And then from this, after they've signed up for notifications, I've actually went and implemented some backend logic to actually send out these notifications. And so this could be not only just general notifications, but this could be even announcements. Let's say there's something related to a price pair, right? That you want to let your users react to immediately. You could definitely just have another topic here around price pairs. And this would go out to everyone who subscribed to it. So with that, I think within about, I think that was about 20, maybe 30 minutes, we went from a brand new app, creating a React card, and you can also style this card in any way you want. For us, we are just using a basic Notifi card CSS. This doesn't look great. I know. I'm a dev. You can get someone to really make it look great. And if you have any issues with the styling, or if there are components inside of the card that are not stylable or not reacting to the CSS in the appropriate way, just let us know, right? We want to make sure that from a design standpoint also that it's 100% configurable to a limit, obviously, but at least your CSS should apply appropriately to the card to make it look how you want. All right, so from that, I'd like to leave some time for people to ask any questions. Yeah.
Thank you for the thorough demonstration. Remember to check out Notifi Bounty program. You can drop your questions anytime at the Notifi Bounty program channel in the Injective Discord server. Nimesh will get it answered.